This video tutorial, I'm going to give you 3 top tips to help you be successful with a 10-mark question with an item. Across the 3 papers, you will answer 4 10-mark questions with an item, 1 on education, 2 on the topics, and 1 on crime. You spend 15 minutes answering this, 2 chunky paragraphs that will ask for ways, factors, reasons, effects, differences, and so on, and it will give you an item. It is there to give you hooks for you to hook on your knowledge, and marks are available for evaluation also. Top tip number 1 is to find the hooks. Now, most students know to use the item and are prepared well enough to know to quote the item. However, to be really successful on a 10-mark question is finding the right hooks. So my top tip is to look for the word after the to. And that is in bold, and this question is asking you for reasons. So as you look in the item, you are looking for reasons. Okay, so here is one. So schools are giving status to pupils on the basis of characteristics on their perceived ability. Another one is given a desirable status. So students with desirable characteristics are given higher status. And then the final hook is some pupils are concerned with their friends' opinions of them. Here's another example, and this time you are looking for the ways. Now this item has 2. So for example, you have to look at the capitalism continues to exist because of each generation of workers are forced to undertake low paid alienating work to survive. And then the second hook you have to use is the proletariat not seeking to overthrow this capitalist or unequal system. And this is where you've got to link to the functions of the correspondence principle or the idea of meritocracy, and that being a myth. And the final one, this is looking for reasons once again. So this is looking for responsible for processing the individuals who are suspected of crime, so the police and the courts. Another hook would be some individuals have greater motivation or pressure to offend. And then the final hook is some have more opportunity to do so. So in a nutshell, you are looking for the word after the to. My second top tip is make sure you link to all parts of the question. For example, in this question here, as well as identifying the processes that are within schools, and that's what you're looking for in the item, you then need to apply it to the effect on pupil identities. Now, this could be things like pro-school or ideal pupil identity or demonized or hyper-heterosexual identity. And Archer has done absolutely quite a bit of research on this in order for you to show that application to the second part of the question. And a second example, and this is where students did lose marks, is that with this question where it's about globalisation affecting crime in the UK, most students were able to correctly identify the way that globalisation has influenced crime, but some missed the point of crime in the UK. And they answered it in a little bit more of a generalised manner, looking at crime on a global scale instead. To summarise, make sure you read the question carefully so you link to all parts of the question. Now, my final tip is there is a command word that is in the question, which is to analyse, and that means that your explanation needs to go into as much detail as possible. So for example, for this question about marketisation policies leading to schools being run like business, you can compare the parents who maybe benefit the most out of schools being run like a business. For example, you could talk about middle class parents being able to use their cultural capital and just explain why. And secondly, even though it says the word analyse, this also indicates that you can evaluate, and the mark scheme explicitly says marks are available for analysis and or evaluation. So on a question like this, where it's asking you for 2 reasons for class differences in becoming a victim, is that you can offer a criticism of one of the reasons given. So for example, you might quote the item, which is about higher recorded level of crime of violence, and lower social economic backgrounds, indicating that you're more likely to be a victim of violence in a working class area, possibly due to masculine working class subcultures or conflict subcultures, and as a result you play a part in causing your own victimology, which is positivist victimology. However, you could evaluate this by suggesting the validity of crime statistics and even victim statistics, as often when people play a part in their own victimology, they don't report it to the police because they fear getting into trouble themselves. So you can offer a bit of cheeky evaluation at the end. So top tip number 3 is make sure you analyse and or evaluation to secure your answer into the top band. So my 3 top tips for using a 10 mark with an item: make sure that you find the hooks, read the question carefully and offer analysis and evaluation. And it is worth noticing that on paper 3, the examiner report from 2022, it explicitly said that centre recommendations are to provide exemplars and practice activities where students are required to use or identify the hooks, and you should be practicing this as much as possible. So hopefully this video has come in handy for you. So massive thank you for watching. Hopefully you have found a little bit of value in it. Don't forget to click that like button, share it, do whatever you want with it. But hopefully you are seeing value with this, and it's shown you 3 top tips how to be successful in a 10 mark question with an item. There are some more videos that you might find useful below. There's a globalisation and crime one. There's a few from crime topic. There's some from education, but I've got loads of playlists, loads of practice questions. So please check them out. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye.